I hope that you're well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 6 English lesson on progressive verb tenses. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts, grade 6. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of progressive verb tenses. All right. So we said our chapter is progressive verb tenses. Our subject is English language arts. We're doing grade 6. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of progressive verb tenses. It is to use progressive verb tenses, and we're going to form the progressive verb tenses. So we're first going to use the progressive verb tenses, and then we're going to form the progressive verb tenses. All right, so that is going to be our lessons for today. All right. So when it comes to progressive verb tenses, right? So firstly, a verb is a doing word. I like to break down the words, so that we can get an idea of what the word is broken down. So firstly, a verb is a doing word. It's in the action that is being done. The tenses, right? Either tells us if it's present tense, past tense, or in the future. So either present tense, past tense, or future tense, the action that takes place in the present, in the past, or in the future. And then we were talking about progressive, right? It is something that is ongoing. So now if we put progressive verb tenses together and try and figure out what the meaning is, then it means that it is ongoing action that is either being done in the past, in the present, or in the future. Right? All right. So when it comes to progressive tenses, right? The progressive tense, it describes ongoing action. And like we said, ongoing action, whether it is in the present, whether it is in the past, or whether it's in the future. But it describes ongoing action. That is the progressive verb tense. And with the progressive verb tense, right, that describes ongoing action, it also tells us about something that is, something that was, or something that will be happening. And when we say something that is, then we're talking about now in the present. Something that was, then we're talking about in the past. And something that will be, then that will be in the future. All right. So now when it comes to the present progressive verb tense. So the present progressive tense, right? Present meaning now, meaning something that takes place now, it is happening now. And in the present progressive tense, it tells us about something that is happening right now. It's something that is happening right now. That is the present progressive tense. Something that is happening right now in the present now. And when it comes to the present progressive tense, right, that tells us about something that is happening right now, then it uses the helping verb, which is, am, are. It uses those three helping verbs. Is, just telling us it's happening now. I am doing something now. Are doing something now. And if we look at an example, right, of our present progressive tense, and then we'll say Julie is playing basketball right now. Julie is playing basketball right now, which means that our helping verb, which tells us that something is happening now, we can say it's the word is. That gives us indication that something is happening right now. All right. And then we have the past progressive tense. And the past progressive tense, it tells about something that was happening in the past. So the past progressive tense, it tells us about something that was happening in the past. Anything that happened in the past was, because it's in the past. It happened already. It was, right? And when it comes to the past progressive tense, right, then we're using the helping verb of was and we're using the helping verb were. I was at the supermarket. We were at the supermarket. It's in the past. Not now. It happened already. All right. And if we look at an example, right, of our past progressive tense, then the example says Seth was talking to Mrs. Jones when the phone rang. So Seth was talking to Mrs. Jones when the phone rang. And if we were to identify our helping verb that tells us that something happened in the past, then it's going to be was. Was is the word that tells us that something happened in the past. If we're referring to more than one person, then we say were. All right. And then we're moving on to our future progressive tense. And the future progressive tense, right? It tells us about something that will be happening in the future. Will be happening in the future. It did not happen yet. It's not happening now. It will happen in the future. Whether the future is tomorrow, whether it is next week, whether it is next month, but it will happen in the future. And the future progressive tense, it uses the helping verb of will be. All right. And if we were to, before we go on to the our example, it says the future progressive tense. It tells us about something that will be happening in the future. And it uses the helping verb of will be. And if we look at an example, right, of the future progressive tense, then it says Karen will be visiting next year. Right? So Karen will be visiting next year. And the word will be, it gives us the indication that it is in the future. Because will be tells us about the future. All right. So we see that when it comes to progressive tenses, right? Our progressive tenses, we have the present progressive tense, we have the past progressive tense, and we have the future progressive tense. The present progressive tense, it tells about something that is happening right now, and it uses the helping verb is, am, are. Then we have the past progressive tense, right? It tells about something that was happening in the past. It happened already in the past. And it uses the helping verb was or were. And then we have the future progressive tense. It tells us about something that will be happening in the future. And it uses the helping verb will be. All right. So before we go on to aplusstudents.ca, we see that this is our progressive tenses. Once again, I'm going over it. Progressive tenses, it describes ongoing action, whether it's in the present, whether it's in the past, or whether it's in the future. Ongoing action. And it tells us about something that is, was, or will be happening. Is tells us about the present, was about the past, and will be about the future. Right? So now we're going to aplusstudents.ca, and we're going to use the progressive verb tenses. And then we're going to form the progressive verb tenses. All right. So now we're going to use the progressive verb tense. It says Paco and Brenna moving to Atlanta next year, but they haven't decided where in the city to live. What do you think we need to add there in that space? What helping verb? All right. So now it says Paco and Brenna mm, moving to Atlanta next year, but they haven't decided where in the city to live. What helping verb are we going to add over there? All right. And if we were to identify the helping verb that was, then we will say that Packer and Brenner will be moving. So will be gives an indication that it is in the future. It says beneath all the smoke, the lava currently flowing towards the ocean. Do we say it is currently flowing? Do we say it are currently flowing? Or do we say it am currently flowing to the ocean? All right. So here we will say the beneath all the smoke, the lava is. So is is a helping verb that tells us it is happening now. Then lastly, we say during my art class later tonight. So during my class tonight, do we say I is? Do we say I was? All right. So now we're going to look at our test where we are going to use the progressive verb tenses. All right, so now we're going to begin the test. It says complete the sentence with the correct helping verb. It says, when we last saw him, do we say Leon will be, or we say Leon was writing his first novel? So we say Leon will be writing his first novel, or do we say Leon was writing his first novel? Now he's working on a play. All right. So we will say when we last saw him, we said Leon was writing his first novel. Now he's working on a play. Yes, well done. Was is correct. Well done. All right. So we see that Anne and Clayton called to let us know that they were driving on the freeway right now, or they are driving on the freeway now, and the traffic is horrible. Which one is correct? Do we say option one were or option two are? Called. All right, and we need to choose the correct option. It says Anne and Clayton called to let us know. Do we say they were driving on the freeway right now, or they are driving on the freeway right now? Right now, yes. So if we are saying right now, then it means that we need to use the helping verb are. So well done. Are is correct. Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Don't only one word, and I will see the word. Thank you, Upa. Only one word, and I will see the word. The next one says, do we say, I am watching the sunset on the beach right now? Come join me. Or do I say, I was watching the sunset on the beach right now? Come join me. Which one is correct? I am or I was? I am now or I was in the past? Which one is correct? All right. And if we were to choose the correct option, then we say, yes, I am, well done, watching the sunset on the beach right now, because we're talking about right now. Come join me. Am tells us about something that is happening now. So well done. Am is correct. All right, the next one says Kate sprained her ankle while do we say she was playing basketball yesterday? Or do we say while she is playing basketball yesterday? In the past, is it was or is? So Kate sprained her ankle while she was playing basketball yesterday, or while she is playing basketball yesterday. Which one is correct? And if we were to choose the correct option, we'll say she sprained her ankle while she was playing basketball yesterday. Was playing basketball yesterday. All right. So we say at this time next week. Next week, it's in the future. Do we say we will be camping in Olympic National Park or we are camping in Olympic National Park? Which one is correct? Do we say will be option one or are option two? Which one is correct? All right. And we say at this time next week. Remember, next week tells us about the tells us about the future. We will be camping in the Olympic National Park. Will be. So will be is correct. All right. So well done. The next one says, do we say I was chopping the carrots right now? Right now. So could you please peel the garlic? Or do we say option two, I am chopping the carrots right now, so could you please peel the garlic? We need to choose the correct option. The present progressive tense. All right, so we say, I am chopping the carrots right now. So, am is correct because it's something that she's doing now. So, now we're going to form the progressive verb tenses. All right, so here it says now we need to form the progressive verb tenses, right? By using the words. It says, Vera, we need to complete the sentence with the present progressive form of the verb. All right, and if we were to choose or form the progressive verb tense, remember progressive verb tense, we said we have present progressive verb tense that's happening now. We have past progressive verb tense, which happened in the past, it is done. And we have the future progressive verb tense that will be happening. All right, so it says Vera. Do we say die to try your new pumpkin muffins? Do we say die? We need to change it to its correct form. Do we say Vera will die? Do we say Vera is dying or dying? All right. So now it says we're going to stick to number one. It says Vera die to try your new pumpkin muffin. And if we were to add our proper main verb plus a helping verb, we can say Vera is dying to try a new pumpkin muffins. All right. So is dying gives us indication that is something that is happening now. We need to complete the sentence with the past progressive tense. Past progressive tense. And it says the waves swell to the size of mountains. All right, so we say the waves swell to the size of the mountains. We need to choose the past progressive verb tense. All right, and if we were to choose the correct option, we will say the waves was swelling to the size of the mountain. So the waves were. So we actually say the waves were swelling to the size of the mountains. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, grade sixes, for joining the class and for interacting. And I really hope that you're going to have a good day further. Right? Have a good day, guys. Goodbye.